Hello everyone, it's Prince yet again, continuing our Guide to Dailies series. Today the episode is all about Memoirs of an Illusory Larcener. It's abbreviated as Memoirs or MEM. So, if, once again, we're following our formula and we say we're joining a group, they tell you, hey, hop in, we're in MEM, or we're in Memoirs. Do you know where to go? Well, just like last episode, where we talked about Grim and Barrett, this one is also in the harbor. We're going to go to the same fountain. The reason this one is following Grim is because they're so close by. Remember this Fountain of the Serpents? This dude gives the quest Grim and Barrett. This is the entrance to the quest, Grim and Barrett. On the other side of this fountain is the legendary quest, Memoirs of an Illusory Larcener, given by Calumny. So you take this, and we step in. Now, a couple important things to note. The very first one is you cannot go AFK while you're here. You have to constantly stay focused and stay with the group because there are many, many checkpoints where the quest just simply can't advance until everyone that's in the quest is standing on the objective point. So as long as you know that, you can, if you predict you're expecting something, you're going to need to step away from your computer for a little bit. Maybe let the party know that you're not going to step into the quest, so that they don't finish without you, but also so that you're not blocking their progress. See, this is the first one. I was on the circle, but if I had another party member who was still at the entrance, that circle would have never brought me here, because the quest is still waiting for someone else to step on that. You're going to see lots and lots of circles like that in this quest. Secondly, there are no shrines here, so if you're a caster, I guess be conservative with your spell points. Alright, so the quickest way to get through this dialogue, technically, there are a lot of routes to get there, but you want to talk to this upstanding citizen. You have to talk to her first regardless. The fastest line of dialogue is, fine, I'll deliver your missive, because she doesn't say anything after that. She wants you to deliver it to Vincent over here. So if you have at least two people, you can split up and play a little dialogue ping pong with them. The person who said Vincent, the quickest way to finish this dialogue is say, I have a letter for you, fine, I'll take the letter back. It goes down to 2 lines of dialogue as opposed to 3 or more. Then you go back to the original upstanding citizen, and here you skip through a few lines, so it might just be worth it to just hit the skip button all the way through. And the way I do that, just to be, by the way, there's a quicker way. You're able to shortcut this somewhere in settings. I just make sure my mouse cursor is somewhere near the top of the screen and just hit enter a bunch of times. It'll do the job. And the reason the mouse cursor wants to be up here is because if it's down here somewhere, it's actually closer to the bottom option, which is close window. So you'll spam enter, but you'll just close the chat instead of going all the way through. So you see what I did there? I went and touched that sign, which made this portal pop open. Hopefully you were able to follow that. I guess I should have mentioned that either going in a circle, it's one big circle at first. You can either go the Vincent way or the one that's closer to upstanding citizen. It eventually goes in the big circle and takes you to that big ramp. Kind of missed my opportunity to explain that in full, but hopefully you were still able to follow along. These are one of the only 2 groups of breakables in the quest, so don't forget them, particularly before you start the fight, or after. Try not to do it during, because the tricky part about this fight is all of these are going to turn on when you try to murder the elf courier, but they do so in kind of a weird pattern. The first that become active are these 2, and also these 2 around here. So try to have everyone start here at first. Of course, assuming you're not super over-leveled, otherwise you'll just run right through this, right? You want to take out these guys, then move around, and then take out these guys. The wall's protecting you from getting attacked by both at once, unless you're in an awkward zone. Anyway, the next ones you want to take out are this group here and this group here, and when those are done, these guys become active. When those guys are dead, these guys become active, along with some sprinkled in through the main room, but I usually kill these 2 first and then move on to these. But once you kill 2 or 3 of them, then the bosses will activate. He's a red name, and she's an orange name. So she can be crowd controlled, cannot be insta-killed. Although we're on normal, so maybe she can be. But also we're on normal, so she's not that tough to kill through regular means anyway. He can get pretty tough. He has a lot of HP, especially on higher difficulties. I just stepped in on normal. Anyway, that's the main gist of it. Now I'm gonna walk you through what I just explained here. Tell him time for you to die. He sets his men on you. Boom, boom. Kill these. Kill these. Kill these guys. Then these guys become active. When they die, these two become active. And then when these two go down, these two over here become active. And there was already at least one active there. See, I think you killed 3, and that's what causes the bosses to become active. Oh, no, I was wrong. You need 4. And then they've activated, but I'm going to ignore them for now so I can finish cleaning up. They can go ahead and chase me if they want, which of course they do. See, compared to how quickly I took out the rest of them, this guy is very chunky. He goes down. Okay, now, you want to be facing south here, basically toward the bar that we just finished, because as soon as this becomes active, you're going to want to run down this ramp and kill these guys. Now, what happens if you don't? Well, let's look behind us. We spawned in front of all of those archers. There's another one hidden in that corner, there's 2 on the little kiosk over there, and there's 1 over here. Since we're on normal, ouch, they're basically just stings, but if people don't know what they're doing and they spawn back out here and they're looking around which way is it, all the time it takes you trying to figure out which the correct path is, those are arrows that are going to keep on hitting you. So if you're not as over-leveled as I am, that could definitely be a problem, which is why I say always face south when coming out of the bar. And there's going to be a few more tips, kind of like that, coming up. Now, if I had gone a little farther, I wouldn't have had this time to talk because I would have aggroed this little group right here, which is a common thing that happens. Maybe someone needs healing, they're thinking they're going to get healing, but someone else ran ahead and turned these guys. See, you don't have to go very far. And that's the case for a lot of these groups. Like here, if I had walked a little bit past, I would have aggroed that group. I don't have a humongous preference for which way to go, but since we're retracing our steps, you remember I told you guys it went in a circle, it didn't matter which way you went, as long as you got here. This is the way that was closest to Vincent, this is the way that was closest to the upstanding citizen. See, that was a little too close, and they aggroed on me. I'm going to go this way. I really haven't done the math, but I have not noticed one path being especially more difficult than the other. And I've run this quest many times, both as a daily on hard and normal, and then on Reaper 10 at endgame with full endgame gear. Still haven't noticed a big difference. But it's good to know that even if they're shooting at you, they're not going to move, right? So if you accidentally went the wrong way and aggroed a group and the entirety rest of the party went the other way, just abandon that group, follow them, if you're not close to death. I mean, even if you are close to death, I don't know. Would you have killed them faster than you could run away? Maybe. Anyway, here's where you want to go. This is where you would have come if you had gone the other way. They lead back to the same place. This is the original spawn point. Here you see Vincent and Julius. So you just go in here. Now, there's no fight waiting for us on the other side. Here's where we end up on a ship. This one wants you to circle up and around the ship and talk to 2 people, but it won't let you up until you hit this Sharn Ranger. So make sure you hit him, just make him say that, and then the door will be open. If you forget and you run upstairs to go do things, that door will be closed and you'll have to jump back anyway. Now behind this ramp is the second of the 2 groups of breakables. Once you get those, we have Mischief. That's the highest you can achieve in this quest. We go up and about. Look out this door, out this door, up this ramp, through this door. You talk to Lucy, you just hit the first line of dialogue, and out this door closed on you, you have to go around up here and talk to the upstanding citizen again. Just first line of dialogue all the way through the end, and then you could retrace your steps. It's another circle. See, we ended up back here. This is where Lucy was. This is where we came from, so we go back down, choose either door. We came in through that one, we'll go out through this one. So it's another circle. See? We're back here. Now, the whole party needs to be around this chest. if someone's like off over here trying to get ready for the fight, it's not going to go through. It wants everyone near this chest, and clicking on this chest is what triggers the fight that's going to get you out of here. Beware if you're on hard or elite, or definitely Reaper. Probably are not running dailies on Reaper, but there's a lot of orange names in here that could be nasty champions. For example, the Sharn Ranger and the 2 on the corners up there. Here we're on normal and I'm level 29, so there's really nothing to worry about. But everyone runs these a little differently. And now, after they're all dead, there's our trusty circle. This one, I want to make sure we're facing east. And you can tell which way you're facing, by the way, based on the orange arrow on the map on the top right. You can see our arrow is pointing to the right. And you want to start running as soon as you get through. You can stay and fight everything, but you don't trigger the end fight until everyone is on the last circle all the way at the end of the forest. And if someone had a different idea and stopped to fight everything while everyone else ran through, well, everyone has to wait for that one person to finish. So everyone that I've ever run this with likes to run through. And see, only one of them made it to the end with me. So it was a pretty good deal. Out of like the 6 to 8 mobs, what was it that we passed? Only one of them got here. It's not too bad. So, here, the red name is the upstanding citizen. You do not have to kill that red name. She is not important to finishing this quest. Kill everything around her, and then the second group appears, and then she leaves. See, she had a line of dialogue and disappeared. Lucy Lawful is the new red name, and she's the one that we actually have to kill in order to finish this quest. Get back to my consecration. Boom. So as you can see, there's a few points where you really want to get out of the gates as soon as you're out of that circle. When you're heading out of the bar, you face south and run. When you're heading out of the ship, you face east and run. And this is the last circle, I believe. We're back at the start. So when you talk to Calumny, the quest will end. So this is a good spot to say V for voice, for everyone to put their voices on. So we're about to get the XP. Walk up, click, and boom, we got our experience. Here's the end chest. By the way, this is not one of the quests where the entrance works as an exit. So if you set up a dimension door hoping for a faster exit, it's not going to let you out the door. You actually have to finish. So, yeah. Everyone falls for that eventually. I mean, it's usually a pretty safe bet, but it doesn't work in this one. Anyway, thanks for viewing. This was the guide to Memoirs of an Illusory Larcener. See you on the next episode.